Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Commonwealth Conference Baseball. Lynn Tech having a very good year. They have the best record in the city. They're 4-1, looking for their fifth win, taking on Chelsea, who's looking for their first win. On kind of a bizarre day. Yesterday was 85, it was 80 and warm today, and then all of a sudden the rain starts to come. It started to rain hard, and was maybe for 5 minutes. Then it stopped, started to come back, stopped again. The sun breaking out again, so it's a strange New England day. But looks like we're okay now with a bright day, and it's a nice day at the ballpark. And here we are before a jam-packed crowd of 5 to watch this one. Kenny Moore on the mound for Lynn Tech. Tony Richie Germano, the new head coach at Tech, ably assisted by Benji Johns. While we're getting ready for the game to start, I should say, I've been doing it during this week. It's paying my respects and my deepest sympathies and condolences to the family of Pistol Pete Pedro. He was a tremendous athlete, baseball, basketball, but more importantly, an outstanding football player. Came very close to leading the nation in scoring. He didn't play his last game, or he probably would have. Had a brief trip with the Patriots, running back punts on the taxi squad, played in Canada, worked with the school system in Lynn, and as good a talent as he was athletically, he was an even better gentleman. And of course, I'm mentioning it today because he has ties to Lynn Tech. When he played, it was Lynn Trade way back then. He certainly made a mark and put Lynn Trade on the map back in those days. And he's got to be, everyone talks about Harry Aganis, number one. Peter has to be in the top 2 or 3, minimum the top 5 athletes ever in the city. All scholastic. And he was voted, they had a survey, and he went down to Texas, and Mr. Bogart went with him. They picked the top 50 athletes ever in the Panhandle down in Texas. That included college, pro. Peter was one of the 50. Shows you how much of a mark he made. So a great, great gentleman. And my deepest sympathies and condolences. He was a very good friend of mine, as he was for a lot of people. He was a teammate of mine, and I was blessed to have him in my life. And I'm truly sorry for the family. And it was a tremendous outpouring. Salamini Funeral Home was packed. It was 3 to 7. It was packed. By 2 o'clock, it was packed. And Sacred Heart Church was packed as well. And a great gesture, 3 of his teammates from West Texas State College came to pay their respects, and the family let them speak. It's hit way over the right fielder's head. Falcon, the pitcher, leading off. He's going to go around second. He's going to be in with a stand-up triple. He hit that a ton. All Garcia could do was turn around and chase it. So a stand-up triple. Auspicious debut. But those players from West Texas State, the family asked them to do the homily. They spoke, and they were great friends of Peter as well, as you can tell, coming all the way. Hit way up in the air and foul. Long run. It makes it up in the seats out of play. So again, our deepest sympathies and our prayers and our thoughts go out to Peter and his family, relatives, friends, and loved ones. And may he rest in peace. Moore pitching from the stretch with the runner at third. Waved at that pitch, way out in front of that one. Off-speed pitch. Hit the shot. Out at the plate. Nice tag by Eng. Ortega, the shortstop. One hop. I'm not sure why the runner at third was coming. So now still a runner on, but it's at first base with one out for Guillermo, the catcher. Missing wide for a ball. Moore steps off, trying to keep the runner close. Action again at Manning Field. We got track meet. Fishing low for a ball. In for a strike. Hit in the air to center field. Couple of steps towards left center field. Now he has to back up and catch it over his head. That's Devani Ortega. Guillermo hit it well. He came in a couple of steps, Ortega, and then he had to go back a couple of steps and catch it over his shoulder. But he made the play, and the left fielder, Rosario, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Hit foul back to the screen. Quickly, it's 2 strikes. Popped up. Shortstop almost ran into the third baseman. Jared Moore makes the play at third. So they don't score. They led the inning with a triple. And then for some reason, on a one hop to the shortstop, the runner at third tried to score. And he was cut down. So we finished the top of the first. We'll move into the bottom half of the first inning for Tech. They'll be facing Falcon on the mound. He was the guy that got the triple and got thrown out at the plate. It will be Chris Tejada, the second baseman, leading off. Johan Ortega, shortstop, bats second. Devani Ortega, the center fielder, will bat third. Jared Moore, the third baseman, hits in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing left field, Jordani Diaz. Byron Garcia, the right fielder, bats number 6. Batting seventh and catching, Saray Eng. The first baseman, Bryce Whitcomb, will hit number 8. And the pitcher, Kenny Moore, will bring up the tail end of the batting order. Batting ninth. We mentioned Tech looking for their 5th win at 4-1. Obviously having a very good year. They lost Saturday, they come back and won Sunday. They won Monday. So looking for 3 in a row. Their first loss was Saturday morning to Whittier in the league. But I think Whittier is in the upper division of the Commonwealth Conference. Tech is in the lower. So Chris Tejada will be the first hitter. Falcon, the pitcher, will face him to start the bottom of the first inning. So as Tejada steps in, he'll look to get it started for the Tech Tigers. On the corner for a strike. And that hits him on the back. So Tech has a base runner. Johan Ortega, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Kind of a strange setup. The left field is almost on the left field line. They've got a ton of room in left center field. The right field's on the line. A ton of room in right center field. The outfield's going to have to cover an awful lot of ground. The ball's hit. The runner takes off. No chance. Not even a throw. Tejada got a huge jump. Catcher didn't even bother to throw it. Down and away for a ball. Trying to keep the runner close. They fake throwing it to second. Missing inside for a ball. Strange how they made those rules up. You can fake the second, but you can't fake the first. Swing and a miss. Chase the pitcher was down and away. Swing and a miss again. Threw that one in on your hands. Foul tip off the catcher. He stays alive. Wide for ball 4. So a hit batsman a walk, put 2 on with nobody out for Devani Ortega, the center fielder. I look over to Manning Field with that track meet. Looks like a little city over there. It looks like there's a mob of people. There's a ton of people running all over the place with all the activities they do. All the different events. The sprints, the long jumps, the long races. The relays. Hit foul off the catcher. In for a strike. Quickly, it's 0-2. That one goes to the backstop. The runners are going to move up. So a hit batsman, a walk, and a wild pitch. You put runners at second and third. Tech looking to get on the board first. Tech lucked out with a base running error by Chelsea trying to score from third on a one hopper to the shortstop. Got thrown out. They didn't score. Now Tech swing and a miss. They get the strikeout. So one out now with second and third. Jared Moore. Tech with their infield in. Excuse me, Chelsea with their infield in. And that one goes to the backstop, and it's going to be a run. So hit batsman a walk, 2 wild pitches. Has manufactured a run and put a runner at third base. So they haven't put the ball in play yet, but they have a run. Everybody is in tight in the infield except the shortstop. He's back. He didn't get the message. Third, first, second are all pinched in. In for a strike. Way up and in for a ball. Almost hit him. Ball forward, goes to the backstop, another wild pitch, and another run. And going to second. More hustling. They took their time going to get the ball. So bizarre first inning. But they haven't put the ball in play yet, and they got 2 runs and a runner at second. Jordani Diaz, the left fielder, is the hitter. And again, they fake throwing a second, trying to keep the runner close. Guess what? Another wild pitch. Fourth wild pitch in the inning. Hit foul off the batter in the batter's box. Chased that pitch. It was, if he was a left-handed hitter, it would have hit him. It was that far out in the left-hand hitter's batter's box, and he chased it anyway. Chop foul. And there's another wild pitch. Five wild pitches. And it's 3-0. The bases are finally clear. But most bizarre thing I've ever seen. That's why a long time ago I stopped saying I've seen it all. Because every time I do that, something else happens. Tap right to the first baseman. That's the second out of the inning. And that's the first ball put in play. A hit batsman, a walk, five wild pitches, a strikeout, and now the tap to first base. So 2-way for Byron Garcia, the right fielder. In for a strike. So it's either a feast or a famine for Chelsea. Pitch can come to the plate. It either goes to the backstop or it's a strike. That's a ball. 1-1. Bounces in, 2-1. Now she was the sixth hitter in the inning. 3 of them have scored. All 3 have scored from third on wild pitches. And here's another one. That's number 6. Hit off. That's a foul ball. That hit the hitter. They throw him out. That went off his foot. The umpire didn't call it. That should have been a foul ball. But they didn't call it. So the third out. But what a bizarre. Tech puts 2 balls in play. They were both ground outs. We played an inning here at Frazier Field. Tech gets 3 runs on 5, actually 6 wild pitches. And it's 3-0 Tech at the end of 1. So a bizarre first inning. Lynn Tech had a hit batsman and 2 walks. Take away 1 stolen base, and everything was wild pitches, running them around the bases, scoring runs. 6 wild pitches in the inning. I've never seen that. I've never seen 6 wild pitches in a game. That one breaks down and in for a ball. Quintero, the first baseman, is the hitter. Way up and in. Pop foul is going to make it up in the seats. Hit foul to the backstop. Kenny Moore in his second inning of work for the Tigers on the mound. Facing the first baseman, Quintero of Chelsea. Hit to third. Jared Moore. They get him at first. One up, one down in the second. Valdez, the second baseman, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Waves at that pitch. That was in the turf. It actually bounced and went to the Tech dugout. Oh and 2 the count. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. First strikeout for Moore. Marciani, the third baseman, will be the hitter. I don't know what's going on at Manning Field, but there's 4 buses over in the parking lot at Manning Field. I don't know if there's lacrosse teams coming in. Track meet's been on for a while. Pitch in for a strike. That one bounced to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the corner for a strike, 1 and 2. Strike 3 called. After the leadoff triple, Moore has retired 6 in a row, the last 2 strikeouts. And he's got a 3-0 lead over Chelsea as we move into the bottom half of the second inning. And it'll be the bottom 3 in the order for Lynn Tech, 7, 8, and 9, as Falcon will start his second inning of work. The pitcher for Chelsea Falcon is trailing 3-0, but it's all on his shoulders. He hit a batter, walked 2, and then wild pitched all 3 of them all the way around the bases, throwing 6 wild pitches. Made it awful easy for Tech just to virtually walk around the base pass. We're in the month of May. We're very happy to see April go. One of the worst Aprils I have ever lived through, and I've lived through a few. It was, even when it was in the 40s, or in the high 40s or 50s, it was still ice cube weather because the wind was blowing 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. But we had the snow and the rain. Season started late. People couldn't get outdoors, couldn't get loose. And then when you were playing, you were trying to keep your hands warm in case you had to throw the ball. And then all of a sudden, boom, it was 85. And we finally get to the point where people can wear T-shirts and shorts to the ballpark. Sere Eng, the catcher, will lead it off for Tech in the bottom of the second inning. Hit foul back, that's going to go out of play. High for a ball. camera when he's holding the ball. Missing low for a ball. Over his head for ball 4. So for the second inning in a row, Lynn has the leadoff man on. Bryce Whitcomb, the first baseman, will be the hitter. That should have been a block. I guess they said he stepped off the rubber. Missing inside for a ball. He was on the rubber. Looked like I guess they said he stepped off before he faked the throw to first base. If you're off the rubber, you can fake it. But if he steps off the rubber in the act of throwing, he's got to throw. And that's what it looked like he did, but they didn't call it. Ang takes off, no chance to throw him out. And it goes into center field. He's going to go to third. He got a big jump. They should have just held it. They had no chance to throw him out. The ball bounces out into center field. And the runner goes to third. So another runner at third base. Will he score in a wild pitch? Almost. Nice stop by the catcher, Guglielmo. Swing and a miss. Way up and away for a ball. Hit to first base. The runner will score. They'll tag Whitcomb out. Whitcomb will get an RBI. That's the first RBI in the game. Kenny Moore, the pitcher, is the hitter. Takes it high for a ball. First baseman didn't try to fake the runner back to third. He just waited for the runner at the plate to come for the out and let the run score. Down and away, 2-0. Top of the order, Chris Tejada on deck. Over the head of Moore. And that's ball 4. 4 walks in an inning and a third. Texas got 4 runs. They still don't have a base hit. They've only put 3 balls in play, and there were 3 ground balls. 2 to the first baseman, 1 to the pitcher. Off the catcher's glove. That'll be a pass ball rather than a wild pitch. But another runner in scoring position. This time they throw to second. Getting back is Moore. And he was in an awkward position, so when he was down touching the bag, he asked for time so he could get back up. That one bounced. In for a strike. Tejada led off the first inning getting hit by a pitch, and he was the first run to score in a wild pitch. Seo Yang, who scored the run in this inning, is the first one for the Tech to score a run without scoring on a wild pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased that high pitch, swung right through it, way out in front. Looked almost like a straight change, almost like slow pitch softball. High and tight for a ball. I don't think Falcon's thrown 2 straight strikes. They struck him out. I don't know if he said he swung at it. That pitch was way up and in. That wasn't anywhere near a strike. But they struck him out. So 2 outs. Nice stop by the catcher, Guillermo. Now the pitcher's having a conversation with the Tech dugout. That's all he needs is to break his concentration. He's not throwing strikes as it is. He got a gift with that strikeout. I don't know what that was all about. So that's not what we need, is gabbing going on back and forth between the teams. With all the sports, basketball, football, soccer, these teams aren't the best of buddies. Way up and in for a ball. Ortega drew a walk, went to second, third, and home on wild pitches. Down and away. Guillermo with another nice stop. On the inside corner for a strike. The umpires should be all over this because the bench, Tech bench, they can root for their team. You can't heckle the other team. So they should have put a stop to that immediately. But Falcon, the pitcher, took exception to something. He started giving it back. And that's another walk. Five walks and a hit batsman with 2 outs in the second inning. Devani Ortega struck out swinging his 1 trip. High and tight. And here's another wild pitch. So second and third now with 2 outs. 7 wild pitches in the ballgame. And there's 2 outs in the second inning. And we still haven't had any warm-up action for Chelsea. Way over the head of Ortega. I don't know how far they're gonna have Falcon. This is a tough. He's really having a stretch, and I don't know how long you want to leave him out there. And there's another wild pitch for another run. Fourth run they scored on wild pitches. They scored 1 run putting the ball in play, and it was a ground ball to first base. Jared Moore in the first inning walked, went to second, third, and home on wild pitches. And there's another one. And jogging over to third on the wild pitch is Ortega. I'm just not sure how long you let this young man stay out there going through this. They got 3 more runs to give them 6. 5 of them have scored on wild pitches. And the other one on a tap of the first base. They don't have a base hit yet. High for a ball. Nice stop by the catcher. That hit him in the back. Second hit batsman. First and third momentarily, he'll be going right to second base, I would think. Jordani Diaz grounded out. He was the first guy to put the ball in play, grounded out to first base. And here's the steal of second base. They throw it to the shortstop. So second and third again. High for a ball. Way up in the air. You might, I don't know if you can hear it, all that screaming going on is coming from the track meet. Not coming from here because we only got about 6 or 8 people at the ball game. Nobody from Chelsea. $11 to be exact. Way inside for ball 4. And the beat goes on. We're watching it from up here, and the coaching staff is watching it from down there. Byron Garcia is the 9th hitter in the inning. Three runs again. Only 2 of them on wild pitches this time. And there's another wild pitch. And there's another run. The second out was a called strike that was almost hit the batter in the head. So I guess when he backed out of the way, they called it that he swung at it. Almost a nice play by the first baseman. Good effort by Quintero. And that's not an easy assignment for these hitters, these fielders. They're standing there out in their positions watching people just walk around the bases. 5 walks and a hit batsman in this inning. High for a ball. On the inside corner for a strike. Byron Garcia bounced out to the pitcher. He's the only player in the lineup that hasn't been on base. Down and away for a ball. Seven of the 9 have scored runs. And that's another walk. And they're going to have a visit to the mound with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And they're finally going to change pitches, I believe. I can't believe they went this long. Put this young man through this. I mean, he got to the point where it really was frustrating, and he was having a war of words with the Tech bench. So it looks like they're signaling the center fielder. Morales is going to come in to pitch, and the pitcher Falcon will go to center field. Xavier Sang has walked and scored. 7 runs in the ball game for Tech, and they haven't got a base hit yet. As I say that, they get a base hit up the middle. And he's going to get a base hit and knock in 2. First hit of the ball game. Jared Moore scores his 2nd run. Diaz follows him home. First and second now with 2 outs. So Tech finally gets a base hit. Hit to second base. Bobble can't pick it up, and they throw it away. And another run is going to score. Looked like the 3rd out. So 2nd and 3rd. Seven runs in the inning with 1 base hit. Down and in for a ball. Kenny Moore walked. Went to second on a pass ball rather than a wild pitch. And then scored on 2 wild pitches. One of many. hit to second base. Picked that one off his ear. They finally throw Moore out to get out of the inning. 12 hitters go to the plate. 7 of them score. Tech has gotten into double digits. It's Lynn Tech 10, Chelsea nothing at the end of 2. Bottom 2 in the order for Chelsea as we finally start the third inning. Second inning took almost a month of May. Morales, who is now the pitcher, he was the center fielder, chases the pitch, chops it, foul at home plate. Tech got 7 runs on 1 hit, 6 walks, 2 errors, a bunch of wild pitches, and a partridge in a pear tree. In for a strike, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Five strikeouts for Kenny Moore. 3 in a row. He got 2 to end the second inning. 3 strikeouts, excuse me, in the ball game for Kenny Moore. 2 to end the second, 1 to start the third. Diaz the right fielder, is the hitter. In for a strike, 1-1. Bounces off to catch it to the backstop. Outside for a ball. Six of their 10 runs have been scored on wild pitches. 2 scored on the 1 base hit they have. And that's ball 4. First walk given up by Moore. He had retired 7 in a row after giving up a leadoff triple. And the leadoff triple is now up at bat. Falcon was the pitcher, and they left him in, seemed like forever and a day. He hit a booming triple over the right fielder's head, and then for some reason he tried to score on a hard smash, 1 hopper to the shortstop, and got thrown out at the plate. And that's when things started to go downhill for Chelsea, and they've been spiraling down ever since. In for a strike, 1-1. So he got the first hit of the ball game, leading off. And now the next base runner was the walk to start this third inning. Hit solidly to center field, going back over his head, all the way to the scoreboard. He going leisurely back like he was going to have a shot at it. They're sending the runner home. Don't ask me why. Safe, he missed the tag. Another shot and a half by Falcon. I'm not sure why they were saying the runner home. He should have been out. In fact, I don't know if he touched home plate. So he's safe at the plate. Falcon with a double and an RBI. He hit that a ton. Center fielder was going back like I got it. 1 or 2 steps, and all of a sudden he had to chase it all the way to the scoreboard. So the walk hurts as it comes around to score. Chelsea gets on the board. Falcon has hit 2 mammoth shots. One to right, one to center. Or right center. Hit to third. They hold the runner. They throw him out at first. And the ball bounced up and hit the shortstop in the face. Third baseman Moore did a nice job looking the runner back at second when he made the long throw to first. Falcon, the runner, took off. Whitcomb's throw kind of short hopped to shortstop. Ortega covering it, bounced up and got him. Luckily, it didn't do any damage off the side of his face. He's okay. So 1 out and the runner at third. In for a strike. Guglielmo flied out to center field is 1 trip. Slices it foul down the right side. Going down that grassy knoll. Swing and a miss. She struck him out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning. He's got 4 in 3. Gives up the run. It's earned with the second shot and a half by Falcon. His first walk, and it comes around to score. So it's now 10-1. And it'll be the top of the order for Tech here in the 3rd inning to face Morales, who will be on the mound starting an inning for the first time. Coming in relief. And the 1 run they got should have been out. The ball was there. The runner went around. The catcher missed the tag, and the run scored. Bizarre game. 6 of the 10 runs that Tech has scored have scored on wild pitches. First inning. They went into double digits virtually. Certainly in the second inning went to double digits, but in the first inning, hit batsman, walk, all wild pitched around for runs. And the first few runs in the second inning, wild pitch, wild pitch, wild pitch. They finally got a bounce to the first base that knocked in a run. And then he finally got their only hit of the ball game, a little punch out over the second base bag into short center field by Eng, the catcher, knocked in 2. Another one scored on the throwing error by the second baseman. Chris Tejada got hit by a pitch. Stole second, was wild pitched home. Last time up, he was that strange strikeout. I still don't know what the umpire called. The pitch was, batter was backing away. It was way up and in. Wasn't anywhere near in the strike zone. And the only thing I could think of was that he said Tejada had swung at the pitch when he was trying to step away, and he called it strike 3. So the second baseman, Tejada, will lead it off. Down and away for a ball. First Tejada, Johan Ortega, Devani Ortega, the 3 hitters here in the third. Lined in the center field for a base hit. Johan Ortega hasn't been up officially yet. He walked twice. Both times he was wild pitched to second, third, and home. Hasn't been up, but he scored 2 runs. Officially hasn't been up, but he scored 2 runs. And there goes the runner into second base, easily stealing second. Pop foul, that's going to make it out of play. Up in the screen. That one comes back. We still got 4 that are stuck up there. Way up and in for a ball. The runner takes off for third. He's in with a stolen base. He was going to be in anyway, but he got a great pitch to run on. The pitch was down and in. Catcher Guillermo had to go behind the hitter to get the ball. Up and away for a ball. Chop to short. Off the shortstop's glove, and that'll be another error. The run will score. So no RBI for Ortega. He's on for the 3rd time. Devani Ortega struck out. He walked, went from first to third on a wild pitch, and then scored on a wild pitch. As we mentioned again, 1 of 6 that they've scored on wild pitches. And they're giving a little bit of a clinic now to the pitcher. I don't know if he's ever pitched before because they're trying to tell him how to go to the stretch. Stepped off and faked the throw to first base. And off and running in with another stolen base. Pitcher is not coming to a set. He's just almost a full windup. He's looking like he's going to a pause. As he gets to his belt, he just goes right through and doesn't stop. And they're just running at will. So they got the run back that Chelsea got in the top of this inning. And they're looking for more with the runner at second and nobody out. And that one goes to the backstop. Ortega almost thought, the catcher took his time going back to get it. Ortega almost thought about coming home. They're well in to double digits for wild pitches. Throw over to third. Ortega gets back. So we told that they scored 6 runs on wild pitches. They wild pitch people around the base pass. So they've more than double that. They're well over 12. They're up around 15, 16 wild pitches, and that one goes over the head. Ortega, he had to duck out of the way. And he overdoes it a little bit, falling down on his back. A little too much Hollywood there. In for a strike. Diving back at third is Ortega. And I don't believe it. That's another wild pitch. Walking home. And being a former umpire, I'm looking up the player at first base, the first baseman, with Ortega going down the line, faked like the throw was coming. He went up in the air like he was going to catch the throw. Luckily, Ortega didn't fall for it. The umpire should have said to him, "Don't do that again, son," because the last thing you want to do when the ball is at the backstop, there's no play, Ortega's going down the line, you surely don't want him to try and dive into first base and maybe hurt himself when there isn't a play being made. So that's very poor sportsmanship doing stuff like that. The umpire should have been all over that. In for a strike. Moore walked around in 3 wild pitches. He got hit by a pitch, stole a base, went to third on a wild pitch and scored on the only hit that Tech has, a 2-run single by Eng, the catcher. Well, they get 2 hits now. Tejada got a hit to start this inning. But they scored their first 10 on that 1 hit. And no chance for the catcher. Another big jump, another stolen base. Still nobody out. Way wide for a ball. Line to left field. That's by the left fielder. All the way to the warning track. Head first dive in the third. He could have gone in standing up. Jared Moore's got a triple. Devani Ortega walked around. So the first 4 hitters have reached. The first 3 have scored. That one bounces in the home plate. Jordani Diaz bounced out the first. Walked, went to second on a wild pitch, and scored on the first hit of the ballgame, the 2-run single by Eng. And there's another wild pitch, and the runner's not going to score. Throw over to third. Jared Moore gets back. That one hit him. Third hit batsman in 3 innings. Byron Garcia bounced to the pitcher, walked and scored. And they've stopped running. They're calling off the dogs here. They're not running. Didn't steal second base. Didn't score on the wild pitch. It would have been the 8th run on a wild pitch. He almost threw it away at third. Swing and a miss, weighed in on the hands. He swung right through it. Now the runner goes and takes off to second base. They weren't going to throw it through, but it wound up by the pitcher. So second and third. Still nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Garcia was the 6th hitter in the inning. They sent 12 to the plate in the 2nd inning. Hit to deep short. They're not going to have a play. The infield hit will give them an RBI. Famani had said, I'm not going to throw the ball. He had no chance to get him at first. The only thing he could do was, if he threw it, was to throw it away. So first and seconds, the runner stayed at second base. Serie Yang has walked and scored and got a 2 RBI single. And both of those came in the 2nd inning. In for a strike. Way up and away. way up and in. To the backstop. And I think I'm safe to say that they are around 20 wild pitches in the third inning. Tech has 4 base hits, and they have 14 runs. 7 on wild pitches. They would have had 8, but the runner didn't score. He stayed at third. And that's another walk. So the bases are loaded. 10 walks, 3 hit batsmen. 3 errors. Other than that, it's been perfect. Price Whitcomb bounced out to first, getting an RBI, reached on an error. And it goes to the backstop. They're not going to run. First and second were going. Third base stayed. They had a hustle back to the base pass. Runner at first. Ang was almost all the way to second base. High for a ball. They're going to bat around again. Chop foul past first base. First baseman of Chelsea is having his own little soap drama, going through all kinds of gyrations and motions. Something's going to keep your attention with so many people walking around. And on the corner for a strike. Morales on the mound came in relief of Falcon. He hasn't had any success either. In the turf. And that's ball 4. Another wild pitch. Would have scored the run. And we're going to have another stroll out to the mound and maybe have another pitcher. Second baseman Valdez is the new pitcher. Morales will play his third position. He'll go to second base. Kenny Moore is the 8th hitter in the inning. And still nobody out. Hits it high in the air to left field. Over the left fielder's head for a base hit. It's a long single for Moore. Mr. Hart was up for the second time. He started the inning. So they'll bat around for the second time. And there's still nobody out. And Tech has stopped running. That went to the backstop. And that's another walk. "12 walks in 3 innings. Three hit batsmen, 2 errors. And I've stopped counting the number of wild pitches. In for a strike. Ortega was walked and scored, reached an error and scored. All 3 times he scored on wild pitches. And I think by this time, Coach Germano or Coach Jaws might be saying to their hitters, hit the ball, swing. If you can reach it, swing at it. 3 in the first, 7 in the second. They've got their the second 7-run inning here in the third. Hit in the air to center field. Long run, not going to get there. It's going to clear the bases. Ortega with a long double. He's on for the 4th time. All 9 of Tech hitters have scored in this inning. Tejada has scored twice. 10 runs in the inning. And there's nobody out. I don't know when they throw the red flag up or the white flag. Giovanni Ortega struck out, walked and scored, walked and scored. So everybody in the lineup has scored. And everybody in the lineup has scored in this inning, except Tejada, who scored twice. Chop, foul. (20-1), and there's nobody out here in the 3rd inning. And he threw that one behind him. This is almost like fast pitch softball. If you don't have anybody that can pitch, you're in deep trouble. And Chelsea is having an awful lot of trouble. Again, Tech had stopped running a long time ago. And again, if you're a fielder for Chelsea, you got to feel for them because they're standing there. The ball's not being put in play. It's walks and wild pitches. And when they finally do hit the ball, it's an error because you're not ready to make a play. Safe at first, the error on the 3rd baseman. He had a shot and an out, couldn't get it. Ortega went to 3rd. Jared Moore walked and scored, got hit by a pitch and scored, tripled and scored, and knocked in a run. So he scored 3 and knocked in a run. And he's only been up once officially with that triple. Over his head for a ball. They sent 12 to the plate in the 2nd inning and scored 7 runs. They've got 12 here in the 3rd inning, and there's nobody out. Hit off the pitcher's glove. He'll make the play at first. That's the first out. Looked like he was going to deflect it right over his head. And it popped down right back on his glove. So second and third with one out. Jordani Diaz grounded out his first time. Walked and scored. Got hit by a pitch and scored. Into left field for a base hit. 2 more runs are going to score. Byron Garcia bounced to the pitcher, walked and scored, got a base hit knocking a run, and scored. And they're not going to go to second base. By now, the catcher is totally worn out. All he's been doing is chasing balls to the backstop. I stopped counting when we got up around 20 wild pitches. Lintek stopped running. Now they hit him in the middle of the back. Four-hit batsman. Sere Eng. Walked and scored. Got the first base hit of the ballgame for Tech, knocking in 2, and then walked and scored. He batted twice in the second inning. He's batting twice here in the third inning. And if they don't get out soon, Tejada's going to bat 3 times. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Obviously, Valdez, this might be his first time ever on the mound. Eng punches it into right field for a base hit. They'll hold the runners. So the bases are loaded. High for a ball. Edward Cuevas is a pinch hitter. Hitting for Whitcomb. In for a strike. And by now, the strike zone should have expanded to include the right-hander and left-hander batter's box. It should almost be if you take the pitch, it's a strike. Well, the walk brings a run in. Cuevas gets an RBI. Kenny Moore up for the second time. He's the 18th hitter in the inning, and we have one out. Tejada on deck will be up for the third time. And as I mentioned, the umpires, boy, they're earning their money today. They're not getting paid anywhere near enough. Chased that pitch. It was way up and in and over his head. He had to step back, look up, and swing over his head. He has walked and scored, grounded a second. He singled in 2 runs and scored. So he scored 2 and knocked in 2. He's wearing a different number today. When he came to the ballpark, he forgot his shirt. Chopped that one again. He loves that pitch, high and inside. He loves that pitch. And that's ball 4. We'll get another trip out to the mound for Chelsea. And we're going to have yet another pitcher, I believe. Chris Tejada up for the 3rd time. Third baseman Graciani is the new pitcher. The catcher, Guillermo goes to 3rd. The right fielder, Diaz, is behind the plate. And I think it's Colon. It's either Colon or Osorado in right field, the new right fielder. Tejada is the 19th hitter, and that just floats over his head. They can't find anybody. Never mind get outs, they can't find anybody to throw strikes. And this is just ridiculous. Johan Ortega is the hitter. Takes the pitch for a strike. Two quick strikes. I think it's the first time all day they've thrown back-to-back strikes. They haven't thrown many. That one bounced. And the error is going to bring another run home. They're not going to run that one. It would have been another wild pitch run. Everybody has scored for Tech in this inning. 7 have scored twice. Antonio Smith is hitting for Ortega. Chopped out. They'll get the play at the plate. That'll be the second out. Zach Rocco will be the pinch hitter. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Little Eufus pitch. Slow pitch softball. Popped up and landed for a strike. High for a ball. Hit foul back up on the screen. And that one stays up there. So now we got 5 up there. Would have been another wild pitch run, but Tech stopped running a long time ago. Strike 3 call. It was high. He can't believe it, but nobody's going to argue now. Tech is finally down. They sent 22 hitters to the plate in the 3rd inning after sending 12 in the 2nd inning. And Tech coasting in this one at the end of 3 over Chelsea. 16 runs on 7 hits, 7 walks, 2 hit batsmen, and 3 errors. And it's 26-1, Tech. And we're starting the 4th inning. Kenny Moore might forget how to pitch. It's been so long since he's been out there. He batted twice in the inning. 4 of the Tech hitters they had batted 3 times. Hernandez almost couldn't reach that pitch trying to swing at it. He's hitting for the left fielder, Rosario. Chops it foul past 3rd base. Slicing it the other way. Down and in for a ball. Punches it foul toward the Chelsea dugout. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Five strikeouts for Kenny Moore. And we'll have a pinch hitter for the first baseman, Quintero. Osserado will hit. Up in the seats. Swing and a miss. Hit foul. That's going to make it up in the seats as well. There's no fans on the right side. And actually, it's the Chelsea coach that's going to chase the foul balls up in the seats. Waves at that pitch. Strike 3. He didn't get a strike on the first inning. He's got 2 in each of the second, third, and now the fourth. So he's got 6. And Colon, who went into play right field when they made yet another pitching change, will be the hitter. Hitting for Valdez, the second baseman. Pitch is high for a ball. In for a strike, 1-1. In for a strike. Waves at the pitch. He strikes out the side. And that's going to do it. The mercy rule will kick in. So that's going to be the end of the ball game. We only have to go 3.5. Tech, beneficiary of this one. This one was gift wrapped by Chelsea. Tech got all they needed in the first inning. A hit batsman, a walk, and all 3 were wild pitched around the base pass. They continued on. They sent 12 to the plate in the second inning. They scored 7 on 1 base hit, 6 walks, a bundle of more of wild pitches. And then you thought that was bad. Then came the third inning. 22 hitters went to the plate for Tech. 16 runs, 7 hits, 7 walks, meaning 15 walks for the ball game. 5 errors, 3 hit batsmen, 4 hit batsmen, and well over 20. There were 7 runs scored on wild pitches, and there would have been more, but Tech stopped running after a while. They just kept the runners at third, not letting them score. So they score 26 runs. Everybody and his brother got involved. Tejada scored 3, knocked in a run. Johan Ortega scored 4, was on base 5 times, knocked in 3. Devani Ortega scored 3. Jared Moore scored 3 and got an RBI. Jordani Diaz on base 3 times, scored 3, knocked in 2. Garcia was on base 3 times, scored 3, had an RBI. Eng was on base 4 times, got 2 hits, 2 walks, scored 4, knocked in 2. Bryce Whitcomb was on base twice, scored a run. The pinch hitter for him drew a walk, got an RBI. and that was Edward Cuevas. Kenny Moore on base 3 times, scored 2, knocked in 3, and Tech got 8 hits in a ball game. Their first 10 runs, they only had 1 base hit, and walks, wild pitches, and anything else you could name was the difference in the game as Tech virtually runs over Tech. The final score, 26-1. Kenny Moore getting the win, gives up 2 base hits, both to Falcon, the starting pitcher. He strikes out 6, finishes the game with striking the side out in the 4th, and that ended the Mercy Rule win. So 26-1, Tech wins it. They go to 5-1. Chelsea will have to look to their next game for their first win. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.